All right, this beautiful, precious moment. It is what it is. It is what it is. Accept what it is. Gleam all the good and forgive all the rest. What's up? This is Courtney Rollins with the Life in Transitions Experts content YouTube channel, Facebook group, podcasts, all that great stuff. Here to hopefully provide some content that will be helpful for you and your family and your loved ones. I like to refer to myself as the Life in Transitions property expert. That's one of the hats I wear as a real estate investor, professional home buyer. And one of the ways that I find properties is by helping people through some of the biggest challenges in their life. And sometimes I can provide some cash offers and other solutions, such as helping them list it with realtors that are on my team, or helping them hold on to the property, which is also a great thing that I've really enjoy when I talk to family members who are trying to figure out ways that they can set up an estate that's going to support them and their family legacy. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So it's not all about me buying the property. That's one of my I enjoy buying the property, but if I can help somebody set up ways to protect their family and their generational wealth, that is awesome. Um, yeah, so let's jump into it today. We're going to really talk about 5 reasons why it's important to talk about life after death. And I'm not talking about the spiritual matter of, is there life goes on with this particular personality or this ego that moves on. No, I'm talking about what happens with the loved ones, what happens with your property, what happens with your legacy when you pass away or when a loved one passed away. I have tons of content. Go back and check it out on documents that's needed, on tips on how to create estate planned, and tips on how to create estate planning parties for you and your family. Yes, parties. This should be a yearly or even maybe more event where you and your loved ones talk about, hey, this is what's going to happen. This is our family. This is what our values are. This is what we stand for, and this is what we want done in these different areas. Go check out that content. It's hopefully it's helpful to you. But today we're just going to talk about 5 reasons why, the reasons behind why it may be useful or you may find it helpful. And I would love for you to hit the like and subscribe before we jump in. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button in any platform that you have. Leave a review, leave some suggestions on topics we need to discuss or talk about. All these topics, almost all of them, well, really all of them, come from user experience, someone who's I've worked with before, or situations or cases that have come up that are helpful, either particularly with clients or in my life. So hopefully this will be helpful to you. Hey, if you're a practitioner and you would love to like to share the great, awesome work that you're doing in the field of helping people in their big transitions, whether you're a care management service provider, maybe you work in assisted living, perhaps you're a estate planning attorney or a real estate agent or real estate investors. I've actually interviewed all in every area, all those areas, or maybe it's another area I haven't even thought about. I've done deaf doulas, which was a very interesting topic. Feel free to reach out and would love to have you on the channel to share some of the great stuff that you're doing and provide those support and service for folks. So let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, 5 reasons why you need to talk about life after death with your family today. One, clarity and understanding. I am in the estate office, and one of the biggest challenges or disappointments or sad things that happen quite often are the conflicts that up after someone's passed away, whether it's conflict over property or conflict over who's supposed to take care of what. You can really provide a lot of clarity and understanding when you actually have the conversations beforehand, and they hear it directly from you or from loved ones, or you hear it from, as I say, your loved ones. And not only can it be conflict that can be avoided, but also just the confusion. Some people have estate plans set up and they have trust set up in particular places, or their passwords for different sites are in place, but loved ones may not know where those are. So now you have to go through this long trail of legal action and other activity to find where the trust is, or find where these documents are located, or find out what exactly did your loved one want to happen. So having the conversation early and often is will help with the clarity, help with the understanding, and provide ease and peace of mind. That's another one of those, a smooth transition. The probate process, I hope everyone avoids probate. I find a lot of my property through probate, but it would be great if people were able to avoid probate by knowing tools and strategies and legal instruments that allow for a smoother transition, where they don't pass away with debt in their name and they don't pass away with really property in their name, where they're able to actually put the property into legal trust that allows the transition of ownership to or benefits to go in a smooth way. So smooth transition is very important. The probate process is long, it's expensive, and it's public. Quite often, all three of those things uh, are by and large some characteristics of probate and reasons why you don't want to go through it yourself or put someone through it. So a smooth transition is a great reason to have this conversation early. Also, financial preparedness. You know and understand what needs to happen for your business that you're leaving behind, or your rental properties that you're leaving behind, or your real properties you leave behind, or other tools. You having that conversation, facing it, allows you to have the resources you need for a funeral. I mean, GoFundMe and crowds raise support, raising funds for people's going home services have helped a lot of people. But it's something, particularly in the Black community, well, in all communities, is really could be avoided quite often with some preparedness. If you have the proper insurance in place, if you have the proper type of tools in place, then you wouldn't have to have a GoFundMe for that. You can have GoFundMe's for other things like investment adventures that add to your family's bottom line, your family's wealth. So financial preparedness is something that having these conversations early can set you up for, as opposed to it being a surprise and being a challenge. And yeah, also the emotional support. Uh, One of the biggest challenges or things that shock us is when something happens, even when we know something's going to take place, the sudden change. You know, as humans, we don't necessarily like sudden change, and change can be uncomfortable, even though change is the one constant in life. Isn't that ironic how that is? And so being able to have these conversations, almost back to the smooth transition, helps prepare you emotionally. We've already talked about financially, but in an emotional sense, for the challenge. Now, we know processing a loved one's who passes away is always going to be a challenging thing, and people process in different ways. And it doesn't mean that it's necessarily the pain is easier, but it's sort of like what I went to at the beginning of this podcast. You know, being able to recognize the moment for what it is and see the pain that's inside for what it is, and having that conversation earlier, I think helps prepare the mind and the body uh, for the emotional impact. And it's something that, yes, can be um, processed in a healthier way when the conversation is early. All right, and last thing is that it does avoid those surprises. When you have your tools in place, you avoid the risk of like having to answer questions that you may find very hard to answer. What was my mom or my loved ones or my aunt's wish on how they wanted their going home service to go? Who actually did want? Who did they want this car to go to? Or oh my goodness, where's the trust documents? As we said earlier, avoiding surprises by having the conversation early is so helpful. Now, I'm not an attorney or a financial advisor. I'm not giving legal or financial advice. I'm sharing my experience as a probate specialist, as a life and transitions property specialist, and the things that I've seen. And hopefully, it is helpful to folks. However, I always want to present that caveat. I do have special relationships with attorneys and estate planning professionals all over the nation. And if you need support, there's an awesome tool, modern tool for you to set up the documents that you need for a comprehensive estate plan. I've used it myself, me and my wife, and it's amazing. I was so surprised by uh, the the efficiency. It took me about 45 minutes to set it up after we've had our conversation of what we want to do with our life. It did not take long at all, and the cost was a fraction of what I thought it was going to cost. And I have a special relationship, as I said. So if you want that discount, reach out to me. I'd love to support you. I love sharing the discount with other folks. There's other tools that we have in our toolbox, or that's available to folks that I can help point you in the right direction. And you could, take it as a buffet, take it or leave it, or at least have some clarity on some of the tools that are there. So reach out at any time. If you need help in any form of the probate, or particularly real estate, or outside of probate, feel free to reach out to me. I am like the hub in the wheel with people on my team that are, again, attorneys, people on my team that are financial advisors. If you want the property listed, we can get that done. If you need contractors, if you need any type of support when it relates to the property, or with just those big life transitions, reach out to Courtney at estateproservice.com. or go to my website, estateproservice.com. Check out the reviews. Check out our Google reviews. We take good pride in there. And yeah, we'd love to for you to check out and continue to support the Life and Transitions Experts YouTube channel podcast. Join us on our Facebook